Can you share with anyone your views about the real estate market now and what you're thinking about?
If you look at the period from 1945 to today, basically every time the home ownership percentage went above 62%, we ended up with excessive supply. We also lived in a world where everybody's attitude was, you got to get on the train of owning real estate because otherwise you'll never catch up. Now you don't have to do that.
In terms of fundamentals, and particularly given it's a multifamily crowd, how do you see the apartment market?
This is a semi-golden age for apartments. The single most significant demographic issue of our generation is the deferral of marriage. And that means higher demand for apartments, lower demand for houses, lower demand for long-term commitments, and an alteration in the economic structure of the nuclear family that is going to be much more oriented toward a multifamily kind of living situation. And I think that that's going to create more demand for multifamily housing, and I think particularly in the CBDs, in the 24/7 cities. 5 years from now, or 7 or 8 years from now, I think single-family ownership will be in the 50s. I think that you will see more and more people adopting an urban lifestyle, which includes living in multifamily units.
How confident are you that we won't see overbuilding again in multifamily?
Well, first of all, if the demand is urban, I think it's almost impossible to overbuild it because effectively the land isn't available and it's not easily available and it's not cheap. Where in the 70s and 80s, we bought and owned and operated apartments and we were effectively filling the need of people who didn't want to live in the city. It's all reversed.
Do you think that there may be a gap in the current multifamily sector for the type of units that would accommodate younger college graduates, smaller units? How do you think that gap could get filled, if you believe that there is?
Well, let's start with the people in this room. Are you prepared to finance 300 square foot apartments in New York City? I think you should be, because I think there's going to be material demand for that kind of housing. But because of the financing that's been available and because of the development, pro-development policies, there really until recently hasn't been the necessary combination of demand and need for lack of a better word, I'd call micro-environments. But I think those micro-environments make enormous sense. I think they will, in a select number of markets, will do very, very well. And I'd say New York, San Francisco, markets where there are relatively few alternatives or the alternatives are very expensive.
What do you think caused the financial crisis?
We all, the whole system lost its stability and lost the meaning of risk. In effect, what we created was a whole bunch of people who all were mutually in an advantageous position by perpetuating what was going on without anybody understanding what the implications were. And by the way, it's not obviously limited to single-family housing. It's happened in other parts of it happened in telecom, it happened in energy. It's just excessive animal spirits. There aren't a lot of subjects I don't have a lot of views on, probably.
I don't know why I wasn't surprised.